Alright guys, so it has been a very long time since I have ever had to come back for work. So if you guys know, a couple weeks ago I did that Ford where we did the turbo and the manifolds were warped and it had a bunch of exhaust leaks, so we took care of all that and, you know, replaced a bunch of stuff on it. And unfortunately, the driver came to pick it up today, and mind you, I already drove it around. I drove it around a little bit and had no problems with it, but I only drove it empty. So he went, obviously hooked up the big trailer here and went up to the truck stop to go get fuel. And in that time, he drove from my shop up to, you know, getting to speed on the highway and then going to the truck stop where he was going to get his shower at. It decided to blow some sort of coolant line. Now, I'm not there yet. I can only speculate off of the video he sent me. I'll post the video up here. It looks like it's leaking coolant out, like kind of where the firewall's at, like where the AC's at, but it's just pissing. So, I don't know what happened yet, but this is a really good opportunity to show you guys, okay, what happens if a truck is fucked up after it leaves. Mind you, I don't do many Fords. I would love to do more of these things, and this is just one of those things. I think that the coolant hose popped off on that back side. I don't know if it's one that I touched. I don't know if it's one I didn't touch. I don't know. All I know is no questions asked. He got it up the road and that happened, and I'm going to go and take care of it and figure out what it is. And that means I got to go to the shop and grab a 5.5. He's got all the tools in the world, so I don't have to bring my service truck, because if I had to, I'd just fire the service truck up. But we're in the Honda. Just got the AC recharged, so it is minty fresh. We're not going to shut it off the whole time we're there because I got Hazel back there somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna head to the shop and grab a 5.5mm socket so that we can get the fender liner off, and I'm gonna show you how I take care of this. So fingers crossed it wasn't my fault, but probably is. Well, here we're at the Pilot, right by the Dunkin'. So I just gotta find him. He's in there somewhere. Check that out. We got an old Ford doing some hot shot work. Man's over here playing with the fucking brakes. Alright, now we gotta find them. We're looking for a Ford in its natural habitat. Broken down. Found the Ford. Let's go fix it. Alright, here's where we're at. I was thinking it was that, but I can see it. I'm gonna grab a video of it. So, that guy right down in there is dripping. You can see it. So it's this hose right here, that black hose. So that's a new one for me. I guess that O-ring in there is an absolute pain in the ass, and you should technically replace it every time. It's nothing that I would have known about, but it is what it is. We're gonna get that pulled and get one on order. All right, so I'm gonna wait till that cools off, and then we're gonna go take that pipe off and try to go find the part. The dealership's closed. Ideally, I wanted to go get an OEM part, but if I gotta go to AutoZone to get him on the road, it's like, then you gotta go to AutoZone to get him on the road. But I got another guy behind me. He's following me. We are going to install an aux tank real quick up at the shop. So we're gonna go do that quick, and then I'm gonna come back once he's done with his shower and all that. So he's got AC and all that with the generator, so he's good. Just, it's one of those things that sucks. I mean, it's not something I would have known about until I've done one, and it is what it is. More trucks coming in. We gotta get them done. This is almost done. And then my engine crane decided to say, go fuck yourself. Look at that. Oh man. So I'm gonna have him pull in. We just gotta install an aux tank. All right, so last minute came in for an aux tank installation. And I had just enough. You guys remember that hose that I bought for this? that when the coolant leaked. So I had that, and then I found a fitting to go between it. And I still have a tap and die set, or a tap set for this. And I came over here to the shelf, and I have one of these 12 valve Cummins kits where you can change out like the boost elbow and whatnot. So I'm gonna show you guys what I did. I drilled it out, tapped it with this, flattened it out with the angle grinder, and then thread sealered it. Check this out. This is what we got. Right there, I drilled and tapped, and it goes up in there. That's exactly how they wanted it. And you can see, but that hose there was missing. So that was my coolant hose. So we use that for that. Every time he'd fill this tank, it was overflowing out the top of the tank. Well, that's why, because that hose was missing. So, there you go. All right, so now we're going back to the Ford. This is all I'm gonna bring. And let's just hope that's all we need. We got a quarter drive, plenty of extensions, plenty of wobblers, and a magnet. That should be all we need to get that hose off. Let's hope that that's it. All right, we're back, parked in a trucker spot. Got the first bolt. Now we gotta get down back in there and somehow get the second one. But she's definitely leaking from that O-ring. So let's see what I can do with this kit. So I found the O-ring, it went way down in there. It split, so we need to find an O-ring. Oh man. And then I also dropped one of the bolts, so I gotta grab a bolt because I've already tried reaching for it. So I need to grab another one of these. Not a big deal, but we got it. And he's in there in Denny's now, so yeah, he'll just come out and his truck will be apart. All right, so it is the next day, and yeah, we found the O-ring. It's like 32 bucks. So I'm going to grab that now. I got some Honda Bond and whatnot, because yeah, I mean, that's what I was told to do. And we are gonna swap this O-ring out. So unfortunately, when this all happened, the dealership was closed by that point yesterday. So it is what it is. So let's get in here. We're using the Honda as the service truck because let's be real here, it's two 8mm bolts and an O-ring. Do I really need to break the truck out for that? So I've got everything I need, and we're just gonna take care of it. We're gonna let it set for about 3 hours and then let him go on his way. Generally you'd give it 24 hours, but this O-ring's a pain in the ass. Let me know what you guys do about this O-ring on these 6.7 Power Strokes. I think it's a 2011 or a 2013 thing where they started, one or the other. And yeah, it goes all the way up to 2023. So let me know, what do you guys do? All right, so I was able to get the O-ring and a new bolt. Now, this bolt was $2.99, so I'm not worried about that. Rather that than have to dig for the other bolt that I dropped. I don't know what Terry's doing over there, but he's backing his wheelchair down the road. I don't know what's going on, but we're back at the truck stop. Back it up, Terry! That was 100% a crackhead. Wild. We're gonna throw this unit down in there. I've tried to clean out the hole as best I could. It seems like it was decent, so we're gonna let that set up for a little bit. Might have went a little overkill, but you gotta get that fucker in there straight. It's such a tight fit. I don't know if you guys can see the head right down in there. Little extension. Fun. Second bolt. Start up top right there. Then we'll let this thing cure for a couple hours. All right, we have her tight. Satisfying click right there. And she's done, just like that. Get that, oh wait, that, no, that doesn't go there. That goes there. All right, now we let it cure like I said, and we hope it doesn't leak. All right, guys, so you should be good to go. By the way, they got a couple of trucks for sale, so if you guys are interested in any Fords that I did not work on, send me a message, because they've got a Platy, and actually that black one right there is also for sale. So if you guys need a truck or something, they got trucks. Actually, that white one might even be for sale. It just depends on which two they sell first. So let me know and I can send you their details, because yeah, there we go. So now I gotta ask you guys, how do you guys handle like warranty stuff or like comebacks and whatnot? Because this is the first comeback, technically, that I've had in a long time. Like, I mean, years. So it's like, what do you guys do to handle that? Because I'm sure that as I get more and more work, I mean, things are gonna slip through the cracks every now and again. Nobody's perfect. How do you guys handle that? I think in my case, I cover any of the labor and all that stuff because it was something that would have just been done anyway. And then obviously they pay for the parts if it was something that wasn't replaced. And if it's a part that failed that I did replace, then there's a warranty on it anyway, and they have a warranty on it. But this was an O-ring. So like, I don't know. Let me know what you guys do. So unfortunately, I tried 2 brand new O-rings from Ford, and nothing is sealing it down in there. So we're gonna have to pull everything off the top just to be able to get in there. And we're just gonna Scotch-Brite it and go from there. It is RTV'd now. I tried lube, I've tried RTV. We let it sit for a while. Let's see if I can get down in there. Yeah, it's like way down in there. But it's pissing like it's getting around the O-ring. So he's got another truck he's gonna go in, and then we're just gonna leave it here and we'll fix it next week.
What am I filming?
Him. Dakota's pulling 30,000 pounds right now.
Oh.
You're good. We're going right there. I'm not even in four-wheel drive.
Yeah, that's great. It doesn't sound great.
That's the chain. He's pulling. I'm not even on the gas. There's the chain. Nice and slow. Alright, put your head out here. Alright, so this thing has been sitting for a few days, and I just filled it up with water, and we don't have any leaks yet, so we're gonna get it back to the shop as quick as possible. And the driver has another truck, so not a big deal. They're gonna end up selling this one, but this thing has 367,000 miles on it. So, all right, so moment of truth. I gotta shut that off. I hate that do-do-do. We've gone on the highway. That's a great sign. No leaks. So we're gonna drive this around for a couple days for them just to make sure. But since the driver was having all these problems with this truck, he's going into another truck. And then obviously I told you guys they were gonna be selling 2 of the 3 trucks. So whichever one of them sell first, but realistically they would want this one to go. I don't know if any of that stuff comes with it, but for what it is, this thing should be guaranteed for a good hot minute. But none of those O-rings were sealing, so I was recommended to do it the Honda Bond method. And like I said, we're gonna drive it around for a while and actually put some miles on it and see how she does. But I mean, all in all, it's a clean truck. I mean, obviously aluminum, so no rust or any of that. Pretty sure they have the back seats and all that for it. There is fuel filters. He did just do them, so those are just a spare. But almost 370,000 miles. I'm not gonna have time to drive it today, so I'm gonna park it on this nice floor, and we'll see if there's any leaks. But everything is hot. Valley is dry, and that shit filled up instantly. Like the second we would put fluid in there, it would just start pissing. And I don't know why it started to do that because I told you guys initially, I drove the thing, it was great. He hooked up a trailer and then it just started, it blew it out and started pissing everywhere. And we tried a bunch of new O-rings. Like I went to the dealership, I bought 2 of them, and we tried the original O-ring and any O-ring that I would put in there. And I got that thing in there straight. It was seated, all good. But that's one of the brand new O-rings. And for some reason, they were just giving problems. So that's the method that I was told to do from someone who's done it a couple of times. But yeah, so no leaks. Nothing on the floor, she's all dry. So we'll drive it around the next couple days. All right, letting it sit for a whole nother day. And we are gonna start driving her. I don't see anything on the floor. So that's a good sign. All right guys, so I'm not gonna bore you on it or drag this out any longer. I have put several miles on this truck, all right? Did exactly what they asked me to, and this thing runs great. I've put it under a load. I've done hour round trips, and it's fine. It does have an emissions code, but yeah. Other than that, there's no leaks. I actually just drove it, just did about an hour and 15 minutes of a drive today. So we're gonna park it, and we got the next project coming in right there.